I'm excited to talk to you. And also, I want to congratulate you, obviously, for being cancer-free. Um, that's amazing news. And I was wondering also, going off of that, how it was when you found out you were cancer-free, as well as what you did afterwards, because I feel like that's something that I haven't seen. So I'm wondering if you did anything fun or how was the process after?
I think it's more of a a measured relief. Um, Having now been diagnosed three times with cancer. For the first time, it was testicular cancer in 2006 when I was on All My Children, and then a year later, having it come back again. After that first diagnosis, scary experience, and having the surgery and radiation treatment, you I mean, at least I was in this place of, okay, hopefully I'm okay. Hopefully I'm okay. Hopefully I'm okay. And then to be told you have it again, it makes it hard to fully, truly trust that, I'm going to be okay. I always kind of felt like waiting for that next shoe to drop in terms of I'm going to do everything I can to stay healthy and eat right and be a little more conscious about what I put into my body. And so I started looking at what are the chemicals that are in our foods and in our toothpastes and all the cleaning products that we use. And I've really tried to become more conscious about using safer products like laundry detergents and all that kind of stuff. But I've always been conscious that we're not going to live forever, right? None of us are going to be able to do that, at least for right now. And so I came to the I guess the realization that life is all about balance, and that you can't always constantly be worrying about your health issues. Otherwise, you're going to not be able to enjoy your life. But at the same time, I've been going to see my doctor every year just to make sure I've got my checkups. And so when I was diagnosed what was 2023 with prostate cancer, I, uh, I wasn't as, I guess, I mean, it was, still a scary experience, but having gone through it two times before,
Mhm.
I feel like I was in a more realistic place where I didn't let like the fear of the unknown debilitate me like I did when the first time it happened, where I was like, okay, I've been through this before. I just need to make sure that I'm listening to my doctor. And I made sure I got like five different opinions before making a decision. And I finally, after about a year of doing some research, decided to have surgery and had the surgery, and then waiting to hear from the biopsies of the pathology if it had spread. And thankfully, it had not spread. And so, even though I had the surgery, I had to wait 6 weeks for the final outcome of whether or not I was cancer free. And so, when I went to the hospital and my doctor told me that, I, I, yeah, I got emotional. I broke down, and I was just like, I just hope that I can be at least healthy for, you know, a bit longer to be able to like I want to get married. I want to have kids, and I still have dreams and goals that I want to do. And that's why I've decided to really be open about my experience and share this with other people to inspire them, to let them know that no matter what you're dealing with, there's always ways in which you can still create purpose in your life and make an impact on other people. And truly, I think the most important thing in life is all about what kind of legacy do you want to leave? And a lot of times we let our fear get in the way of us going after the things that we really want to. And so, like, you having this first opportunity, like this is your first interview, right? Like, I'm sure there's some nervousness and anxiousness of like, I want to do a good job, but you have a dream and you have a goal to do this, right? And I'm sure it took something to get to the place now where you're having this conversation with me. And a lot of people have a little fear about getting to the place where they're actually living their dream and their goal. And again, I what I love to do is help people make their dreams and their goals come true. And that's why I'm doing my retreats. I've written my books. I do my coaching, and really it's all the stuff that I've learned from my acting classes that have empowered me to become a more confident communicator and speaker, because I used to be terribly shy and introverted to the point where I would hyperventilate if I had to get up in front of people to give a talk or just have a conversation in groups. And acting classes really helped me uh, give me some tools and some insight on how to just be um, more conscious and intentional about my conversations and just being more comfortable around people in general.
And going off of that too, I wanted to ask, how have you kept, like, through the retreats and the work that you do with health and wellness, as well as supporting other people who have gone through this, how do you keep a positive mindset through all of that? Do you think that that has helped you, in regards to, coping per se, or, seeing it in a different lens now that you've gone through it 3 times?
Yeah, it's a good question. And for me, what I've realized, life really just comes down to a choice between, do you want to focus on all the negative things that could possibly happen, or focus on the bad things or the things that we don't have? And it's hard to get out of that loop, because we see on Instagram a lot of people looks like they're living their dream lives, and I think it's important to recognize that there's always going to be challenges in life, and you can either focus on the challenges and the problems, or you can consciously focus on, what do I want to create, who do I want to be in the face of these challenges, and what kind of impact do I want to have on other people.
You do anything during your cancer journey that you had never done before, or anything that you're making a priority now to do that you're done with your treatment as well?
Yeah, that another good question. After being diagnosed with cancer, I felt like I had this urgency of doing everything I ever wanted to do, because I was afraid I wasn't going to be around for much longer. And so I had this almost anxiety about, like, well, I want to do this and I have to do this. And I've wanted to travel here. And I, I feel like I got into this place of um, saying yes to as much as I could. And that got me to a place where I feel like I was like, okay, I need to slow down here. And um, because I think we can spread ourselves too thin if we try to do too much. And so I've feel like I've gotten to a place in my life right now where I've created this balance of still trying to create and do a lot of the things that I want to do, but also recognizing that it's important to take time to recharge and reflect, slow down. So I think it's important to just focus on one or two things that really inspire you, that light you up. And you got to learn to say no a lot of the times too, to be able to protect the things that are the most important. So that's something that I still am working on, because I still like to say yes to everything. So my friends and my family and my team have to constantly remind me and be like, okay, Colin, hold on. Let's prioritize here, because I am pretty ambitious. But